Hey everyone, we're going live with Zeina Kassem from Beirut, who is here to talk to us about her portrait photography and the most recent events in Beirut and how she's been able to grow her business during this crazy time.
Hi.
Hi Zeina, you're sideways. Can you
Okay,
flip the phone
so
the other way? There you go.
sorry, I don't do this very often.
Well, thank you for joining us. And I was obviously looking at all your photos of the Lebanon
Thank you.
events. So I'm happy to talk to you in person, and we have a bunch of people on that I'm sure have some questions for you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
So, how long have you been a photographer for?
I've been a photographer since 2007. That's when I started like a professional photographer, but it was always my hobby since I was little. Painting and photography actually. Even though I studied something else and tried
You
working in a
studied.
different field, yeah, but in 2007, I started studying photography as a profession, and yes, and now I'm just a photographer.
What did you do before that?
I went to law school before that,
Really?
yeah, and I graduated and started working, but yeah, it wasn't my thing.
Really? You
I
even
really
started
loved
working?
many things about it, but um, yeah, I mean, whatever I did, I always went back to photography. So, yeah, it was a good, I mean, law was a good experience and really interesting field, but just not my personality.
How did you make that switch? I mean, that's something you invested so much time and money in, and then you just decided to give it up, or did you think about it for a long time before you did that?
No, not really. I didn't think about it. I mean, it just happened. I was um, I was a lawyer in Lebanon, and then I wasn't very happy with what I'm doing. And I heard about an opportunity in Dubai for Emirates Airline cabin crew. So I applied and joined. And I went to Dubai because I love travel. I love to travel. So I went to Dubai and I studied photography while flying with Emirates. And that's how I became a
How
photographer.
did you
It
study
was,
that? Did you take a
uh,
class or?
I went to SAE college and so I studied for 2 years and then did all kinds of workshops. And Dubai was a good opportunity. International photographers, they go there and uh, they uh, they do like very interesting workshops. So yeah, I was lucky.
So you did 2 more years of photography on top of your law school?
Yes.
Wow. Not many people get professionally trained. So you went into class to learn? What was that like? Who were you with?
Uh, I was there alone. I lived in Dubai alone for the first 5 years, and yeah, I because flying with Emirates, even back then, it was like I used to bid for the flights according to my schedule at college. So yeah, and it was a good opportunity also because I got to travel. So I got to like uh, invest what I learned in all the countries that I went to. So yeah, it was as I said, I was really lucky.
Yeah, I mean, luck is part of it, but actually doing the work is the other part, which seems like you made these big risks that other people would like not do. So,
Yes,
how does your personality like allow you to do that?
I mean, my happiness was at risk. Like if I didn't do what I always dream about and always think about, I know I will be wondering for the rest of my life, what if? So I had to do it, yes. And I'm a kind of person that I like planning, but I also like go with the flow and play it by the ear. And so when I got this chance to go to Dubai, I felt like it's a sign. I'll just leave everything and go.
Did you, when
Maybe
you
it's
saw that job opportunity, did you think, okay, this will give me an opportunity to see what I actually want to do? Or were you interested in the actual job? Or was it for you just a way to get out and start?
mm, well, that's an interesting question. Because I mean, I knew I like photography then, but I wasn't sure how I'm going to do it, and if I would really have the chance to do it there. So it was like a sign to change. So yeah, I took the chance, and when I got there, everything was like, I don't know, everything got in place, and I was able to organize my life accordingly. So yeah.
So we have a lot of young artists here that are just starting out that I'm sure would love to know how did you build your business? I mean, what were the steps you took to from then afterwards, after being in school, what it was the next move that you made?
Actually, that was harder than starting or taking the decision to move to switch to photography. That was the hardest part because now it's not just a hobby, it's not just something I like. Now I have to earn money out of it.
Mhm.
So after I graduated, I came back to Lebanon, and actually it was I I wanted to try freelancing, and I was like a little bit in shock or a little bit disappointed because everything I learned, I couldn't apply it to the photography business or the shoots and the photo sessions that I got hired for. Um, I learned like to shoot like natural shots. And to be honest, هلا, in the Middle East, of course, not everybody's the same, but the general trend or the general fashion is really the old fashion, and like it's hard to include new thoughts and new ideas. So I was a bit disappointed. I couldn't apply what I learned. I couldn't do what I love, and I had to do like just for the business and just to earn money, and it was very disappointing at the beginning.
Wow.
But then uh, my sister encouraged me to not just to be a freelancer, to have a studio. So when I opened the studio, I thought that it's my chance again to choose if I want to be happy with what I have now or not. So uh, it was a bit interesting then because I tried to convince people about how I see things and how photography has changed. Really, I mean, I was surprised that really many people uh, like they took this into consideration, and I started like a new style. It's like a mix between what I learned and what people here are looking for. So uh, I was happy. It was really a new style, like something in the middle, and I was happy with what I'm shooting, and it like I was happy like I made some kind of change. Of course, many great photographers here in Lebanon did the same, of course, and many of them who learned abroad or even just following their heart. So
Are you still doing mostly portrait sessions? Do you still own your own studio?
no, actually, I had to move away from Beirut. I live in my village now, so there was no point of keeping the studio. I'm still doing freelance photography, and I'm shooting like different kinds of photography because now in Lebanon it's after the crisis and everything and the corona and the explosion, so everything changed. I'm doing 3 jobs. They are all related to photography in a way. For example, I work in a dental surgeon clinic. I'm shooting like their surgical operations, and then I'm doing my freelance photography, and also I'm starting like a mini farm business. So I have like some animals, some farm animals. So I'm making sure to take photos and documenting everything. And I will upload the photos on Skopje soon.
Yeah, we want the
So
dental ones too. Those will be top sellers. We have like no dentist pictures.
I discussed it with the surgeon, with the doctor, and
Yeah.
he said he doesn't mind, but we just have to choose the photos. So I
Oh,
will do it soon,
yeah.
whenever I have time. Yes, soon.
Good. My mom's a dentist, so
Oh, okay. It's an
she's also
interesting
a
field. It was something
photographer.
new for me.
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah.
So we have a lot in common, me and your mother.
That's great. So I mean, it seems like you're so like dynamic, like changing, however you need to change, and you're able to adapt. Does it have something to do with? I mean, you said you're always like that, but when you were a kid, like, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood in Lebanon, and also like now what it's like to be there now as an artist? Like, do you feel like artists are having, like, what would you like people to help you guys with, or how do you feel? I mean, Lebanon is such an artistic center. So how can artists like push your message or um, help you?
Uh, Growing up here in Lebanon, it was like I'm uh, I'm not very young, so I was maybe luckier than the new generation, the newer generation, because we had some like peace and yeah, we had the chance to live like the kind of the peace and just normal life for a kid. Um, but also, we had this inconvenience or disadvantage that people were not that open-minded then. So um, I couldn't go on with my with what I like photography or painting. Uh, it was for them. It was just a hobby. Like I should choose something that can earn money or can give you a good position in society. So I mean, it was nice, a good childhood, but it was very limited. Uh, the newer generation now, I think they are more people and parents are more open-minded. They appreciate art more. They give more chances. They might allow their children to travel abroad and to do what they like. There are so many potentials here, especially for artists. It's like there are a million things to see and to shoot and to do in the art field. And Lebanese people, they really appreciate art, and I think they're starting to give like more importance and more effort into that field.
So how can like what do you think are opportunities for people now? Like always in crisis, I feel like there's so many opportunities, especially now with so much destruction that happened. What can they do to lift people's spirits or to take advantage, not take advantage, but like make actually make things or do things? Like what do you see as an opportunity, or what are people talking about?
Um, the the thing, like you said, like uh, it's not that they are taking advantage, but they are really documenting everything that is happening, and they are showing the world in a really expressive and artistic way what's happening in all kinds of ways, like photos and videos and even writings and what they can do is that they can show everything that's happening, what is Lebanon needing now, what is missing here, and probably uh, probably with the help of the world and maybe even among the Lebanese people, like if they encourage them to look for change and to ask for change and to work for change, I think that's the biggest part that they can play now in the situation.
Yeah, I think for so many people, like the history is so confusing and what's happening now doesn't make any sense. There's so much room for whether it is in film, whether it's in photos, whether it's in just art and storytelling, like just simplifying stories so that people can understand what's going on and help. Like it's there's so much room on every side. Even like for I remember for poetry, so many people were just using like Khalil Gibran quotes to talk about Lebanon and its history. But I'm like, where are the modern poets? Like, I'm sure so many people are talking about how they're feeling now. Like, how can you mix all these artistic mediums together to explain the story more? Because it's like the art, I feel like, is like a vacuum. It just gets stuck inside of Lebanon. And unless you visit there
Yeah,
physically, you don't know that this place is like this magical little like place. So
you are
it's funny
right.
that it's all just stuck there, I feel, or if you happen to know somebody that's Lebanese. But
No, you are right. And um, I think like scope your platform. I think that's a very important way to let some of the what's happening there to let it out and make the world see it. Artists in Lebanon should be more in communication and always open to the rest of the world. After the explosion, like you said, we heard about all these artists, these old and really amazing artists. But you are right, no one heard about, I mean, we didn't hear any words or a song or a poem from someone new or someone young, a young artist. So you are right. Maybe we should all come together as artists in Lebanon and see how we can be more effective in this field.
yeah, I mean, small projects always help too. Just like a few people, like we have maybe 30 photographers that have submitted to our Lebanon collection. So now we have those pictures. We're able to share them. But people can
Yeah,
create their own websites, their own galleries, their own projects. And I'm sure
yeah,
they will do that. But especially for the diaspora, I know that everybody's trying to do something. But I mean, for you, you've been like almost 15 years or something working on photography, and you've been able to, I think it's the most interesting just to be able to keep your business going. Do you usually get people by referrals, or do people message you on, you have 15,000 followers on Instagram. Do people message you on Instagram? How do you suggest for younger people to get more opportunities and to not be shy about doing that?
yes. Social media, yes, is the main uh, is the main solution or the main way to get clients and customers and
The
to show your
Instagram and
work.
Facebook, or you just use Instagram mainly?
Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Plus. I
Wow.
mean,
I think
oh
Google
yeah,
Plus closed down.
yeah. Actually, I will confess something. It's my sister who does it.
Oh no, that's not a
I'm
confession.
not
That's
good.
good.
I'm not good in everything. I know technology and screens and
So
social
so
media.
you give her, what is that process like? Maybe I'm sure a lot of other people have helped too.
Yes, I just I give her everything I shoot, all my work, and just make sure to publish it on all the websites and all the social media sites.
So, well, it's good to know what you're good at and always find people that can help you with whatever it is. So then where do you organize your sessions? Do you do that on WhatsApp and Messenger, or do you actually do that on Instagram too?
Yeah, mostly on WhatsApp, because this is the main way of communication here in Lebanon. So because the phone is very expensive and it's just the easiest way to communicate. On WhatsApp usually, so they make the bookings and we discuss the details, and we might like check the location or something like that. But yeah, everything is done on WhatsApp most of the time. Yeah.
And how do you like agree about payment with them?
Also on WhatsApp, like there is no. Uh, I used to have like a contract to sign and everything when I had my studio, but I don't use it a lot, only for like major events. But it's when it's like a portrait, like a model or a family or kids or a birthday. So we just write it on WhatsApp. So this is the only contract done between us, yeah, me and the clients.
What is like the best shoot you ever did or the funnest one for you?
I went to Morocco 3 years ago with Moroccan Airlines, and it was something new for me because I always shoot while traveling, but this was like traveling and business and shooting all together, and a very interesting country, Morocco.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
a
was
bunch of.
really an exceptional experience, yeah, for me.
What? Why was it exceptional?
Because I got to, as I said, like mix the three things, travel and photography and business, and with new people that I haven't met before. So we were like all meeting for the first time and documenting this trip, uh, also in a new location that I have never been to. So it was like everything on the spot and in a very beautiful place. And it was like the result was really, really beautiful photos and a beautiful campaign that we did. So I was proud then that I was able to do it. Yes, I was able to use, yes, my experience as a cabin crew then. And yeah, I was able to look at it from a different point of view, not a stewardess, but this time like the eye of photographer had to be working. Yeah, so yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it's so like when you think about like everybody's past experiences, some things like make sense together. Like you have this experience, so then your next experience makes it better because you have it, but sometimes they're completely not related. So always with photographers, like especially ones that want to start getting business, if there's something you actually love doing or you know something specific, even if it has nothing to do with it, like if you probably told them, "Oh, I used to work in an airline," they'd be like, "Okay, that's nice. Now, like, go finish your
Yeah.
your work." Like to them, like it probably doesn't matter, but for you, you
You're
have
right.
more
Yes.
it gives you more confidence because you know that you know more than somebody else might know. So
Exactly.
for other people, they should think about what they've had in their life, or where they've lived, or all these different things, and you can actually go and start asking like these businesses, or you could do your own sales too and get more business with that experience because you have that confidence from something that maybe nobody knows about or nobody would even care.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you explained it very well. This point, yeah. I mean, I felt like there was something that I had that no one knew about, and I was able to, yes, to take advantage of it, and it made my work easier and more professional in a way. Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Zeina, for joining us. Any final advice for people?
Always do whatever makes you happy, no matter what, even if it seems difficult at that time. But it's much easier and much better than wondering after what if you did it or not.
Thanks so much, Zeina. I hope to meet you soon and good luck in Lebanon. Let us know
Thank
how we
you.
can help.
Hope to
Okay.
meet you too. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.